Now, some of you may be newer to the world of YouTube mysteries and others may be a bit more seasoned. And for those that are more seasoned, you may remember one channel that had been gaining a massive amount of subscribers and hundreds of thousands of daily views. But today, if you check that same channel, he has vanished. No new uploads. Mysteriously, all videos have been taken down, however, the channel still remains dormant. And given the fact that this channel had maintained top dog status for quite some time, there has been quite a lot of speculation and questioning as to what happened to him. And while this isn't the most difficult mystery to answer, I understand how people have come to this conclusion. And quite a few of you have reached out to me specifically to cover this topic. And when I refer to him, I'm referring to Tyler Glockner, the creator of Secureteam10. And if you were to haphazardly stumble upon this topic, you'd see quite a disturbing video, and when paired with his channel being purged, has led to a sort of conspiracy theory as to what actually happened to him.
Hey guys, Tyler here with Secureteam. It's good to see you. I know many of you have been wondering where I've been, and suffice it to say, it's been a very traumatic and tough past couple of months, and an even worse past couple of weeks. The original reason I stopped posting videos was because I started going across the country to film a new documentary that I've been wanting to work on for years. Then I started getting threats to shut my channel down, to stop what I was doing, to basically cease and desist my truth seeking, and to stop digging around, as they called it. I denied those requests and I kept going. And before I knew it, one night I was sitting in my house. I remember falling asleep, and the next thing I remember is waking up in my car with a police officer outside of it, who then charged me with DUI. Now, if any of you have known me for any number amount of years, and my family will tell you this, I'm not a drug addict, and I certainly do not drink alcohol. I think I've maybe drank a drink of alcohol maybe once every year, and that's usually at New Year's. So immediately I knew I was being set up for something. But I went to jail, I protested my innocence, I was released that same day, and within a week or two, the police here where I am staying got a phone call, an anonymous phone call, that I was beating my girlfriend at the house we're staying at. The police showed up, and like they usually do in domestic violence situations, whether there's evidence or not, they usually take someone to jail, usually the man. My wife protested and said that I hadn't touched her and that nothing had happened. But the police nonetheless put me in handcuffs and took me to jail. I was put under a probation hold with no bail and spent a week in jail being threatened and beaten by guards at the Knox County Jail. I was told to keep my mouth shut if I knew what was good for me. They didn't specifically mention my channel, but I understood what they meant. Now, I know there's been some videos posted showing my mugshot, my charges, and this and that, but I have to tell you, all of you guys right now, this is, if there ever was, a setup. All of you who know me, you know I'm a kind man. I couldn't hurt a fly, let alone a woman or my wife. I'm certainly not a drinker. I don't do drugs. And so, it seems to me that when the threats to shut down my channel failed, that they upped the ante.
Now, to someone who doesn't follow this space, seeing this paired with a purged channel might set off a few red flags. However, there's actually a lot more to this saga, so let me explain the rise and fall so this disappearance can be fully understood. A few years ago, Secureteam10 was just about as big as you could get in terms of a conspiracy/UFO paranormal YouTube channel. And this was largely due to its consistent upload schedule with consistent large claims, basically having new UFO footage daily that would frequently prompt news outlets to pick up on the subject matter. This essentially created a feedback loop for the channel, as a non-stop quest for ad revenue would require a massive demand for more UFO footage, more insane claims, and more evidence to keep the ball rolling. With subject matter akin to UFOs crashing into Antarctica, claims of alien bases being found on Mars, and his most notorious were his interviews with government whistleblowers. It wouldn't take too long for some skeptics to start jumping onto Secureteam10's channel, and perhaps one thing that many people didn't know about the creator of Secureteam10 is that he was quite literally an aspiring actor. And when opportunity didn't arise in that area, he seems to have basically planted his acting career here on YouTube. Just like the rise of fake pranks on YouTube, every single day it felt like Secureteam10 was discovering something insane. And while it is obviously inevitable that not every UFO video can be legitimate, many people saw it as a way of fun and entertainment. However, I must say, in the case of Tyler Glockner or Secureteam10, people made entire careers out of debunking his content. An obvious Photoshop there. Oh, this wasn't what we thought it was here. And did I mention in the NSA leak video, he altered his own voice and was interviewing himself.
We monitor the skies, track meteors and other objects in space, and to date have made some very interesting observations, to say the least.
Space and within our own solar system. I myself am a worker in one of the underground bases located near Groom Lake. I have done my work there for the past 8 years. Now, what I'm going to tell you, you may want to take with a grain of salt, but I assure you, everything that I am about to say is truth, is fact. And whether you know it or believe it or not, everything that I will tell you is common knowledge within the Black Ops community.
These hoaxes, paired with clickbait thumbnails and a seemingly strong sense of ethos from how many news outlets covered him, led him to become the top dog on YouTube, where Tyler Glockner had gained such a cult-like fan base that basically any criticism thrown his way would be seen as a form of jealousy. And while I'll be the first to admit there's absolutely nothing wrong with playing something up for the sake of entertainment, especially the paranormal, but when you're the same person creating the videos that you are questioning, and even fabricating eyewitness testimony, you're more of a professional liar than an entertainer. Alright guys, it is slightly conspiratorial. Oh shit, you're not supposed to see that. So I was sent this footage by an anonymous source. There were 48 eyewitness accounts. This was probably some of the most convincing footage we are seeing right now. And yeah, I just wanted to play it for you. I think it just goes to show we really do not know what is out there. I mean, look at the way this moves. Okay, it is just completely interesting. Let's get a replay on that. Now, I think the government is looking into this. We've got several news outlets looking into this as well. So, yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. And I got 7 ad mid-rolls on this video. All right, bye-bye. All jokes aside, as you start to dig to the bottom of the UFO videos on YouTube, you'll actually start to notice a bit of a cartel, because news outlets loved Tyler because they could post his footage and it would go viral like crazy. News outlets love this type of clickbait because it's easy money, and they could still give views to Tyler, so they worked symbiotically. I would almost go as far as to say that Tyler actually built out connections with individual news outlets, because when another channel by the name of Lion's Ground wanted to get into this industry and start doing the exact same thing, a journalist by the name of Jasper Hamill, who is also notorious for writing for multiple news outlets about Secureteam10, would protect Tyler's reputation with a headline that says, "Alien Hunter Secureteam10 delivers brutal response to rival who accused him of faking UFO footage. World-famous extraterrestrial researcher Hunter slams baseless accusations of opponent who made claims in a truly bizarre rap video." Now, the definition of a cartel is a group of businesses or nations that collude to limit competition within an industry or market. And remember when I said that some people made entire careers out of debunking Tyler? Well, he would pay them off to stop debunking him. Here's a video containing recurring payments from Secureteam10 to Lion's Ground for him to keep his mouth shut. And when I was doing research for this video, it becomes crystal clear to me that Tyler can't stand a single sliver of bad press. His reputation is everything. And it really makes me wonder why every single video on YouTube that even remotely criticizes him gets downvoted to hell. And I think I have an explanation for this, and this is another channel that was allegedly paid to stop debunking Tyler as well.
I went to war with Tyler's trolls. Oh, Tyler's trolls. Oh man, they're fucking epically bad, dude. Yeah, like his trolls are, cheers, Kyle, right? Yeah, fucking hell yeah, dude. Cheers, buddy. His trolls are epically bad, dude. They're fucking ferocious. And it's funny, dude, because, he always tells me, he's like, dude, I'll send a fucking army of fuckers after these people. Like, he's always threatening to send his army of fucking subscribers, because he's got like a legion of them, dude. And he's like, when we're talking about other shit, like, he's always like, I'll fucking send an army of motherfuckers over there. I'm like, God damn, dude,
Now, something I want you to understand about YouTube's policies is that manipulated media and misleading metadata or thumbnails is technically against their terms of service. And while I'll be the first to admit that YouTube's policing on policies is completely inconsistent, the fall of Secureteam10 would begin when he got initially demonetized in 2019. And given the fact that many of his viewers were conspiracy-oriented, this fit perfectly in their narrative of a big tech censorship.
That they're obviously fabricating. They're coming up with any reason they can to silence the topic of UFOs. And I'm sorry, but this is 2019. And we went to the moon before I was born, everyone. All right, think about that. I'm 40 years old. There's a serious problem with the way things are done. And, attacking people for discussing the topic. Obviously, there's a lot to be... They're hiding something. And probably it's just gotten to the point where they've lied so many times that it would just be a completely devastating to the United States government.
I must say, it's truly ironic that some people who claim to be truth seekers are often the biggest frauds by contrast. And I'm not really surprised that this channel got demonetized as is, because if you look at the Wayback Machine for his channel, one of the top recommended channels if you had landed on Secureteam10 was actually Alex Jones. It's a complete joke to think that big tech wanted to shut down Secureteam10 when nearly all of his UFO footage was likely made by himself. And as a result, many people would jump to Tyler's Patreon despite this hiccup, and countless other channels dedicated solely to debunking UFO videos would also get hit with demonetization. And while Tyler would be reinstated, many of these other channels that were actually just for the sake of entertainment would not. And where the channel would continue to tumble is when Tyler would continue to slow his upload schedule when it was rumored he was having a substance-based issue.
It's 3 a.m. I'm in a Walmart parking lot. Had to run a quick errand. Promise I'm not buying. Had to come up and grab some more coffee.
And then this would ultimately lead to the most climactic part of the situation, with another prolonged absence after failing to meet his upload schedule, claiming he had been set up. Just as a brief refresher, he claims that he was abused by guards, that he woke up in his driveway and was given a DUI and wrongfully said that he had been set up, and even a domestic assault instance. Where Tyler would be debunked once again is when a video surfaced showing the full dash cam video where he had actually crashed into a pole while driving while intoxicated. In the video, he can be seen failing a sobriety test, and he also claimed he was abused for a week in Knox County Jail by guards, but the official report showed that he was released after 3 days, not 7. And as far as his wife coming forward to claim his innocence, that never happened either, and he was in fact convicted of this and got a reduced sentence. Now, all this explains the main downfall and decline in views, but what's the final nail in the coffin explaining why all of his videos have been purged to this day? And that was when it was found out that Tyler had stolen his logo from another artist. This logo was present on every single one of his videos, and the original creator was a person by the name of JJ Ying, who had entered an Alienware design contest, and he used that everywhere. But where this situation would get incredibly bizarre is when Lions Ground, that same channel who was being paid off, actually bought the rights to that logo and claimed his entire channel, including his merchandise and Patreon. Now, not to misquote or misrepresent anything he has to say, because on his website it states, Lions Ground is responsible for the removal of the official Patreon page, removal of the Spreadshirt shop and alien disc artwork, and the situation of Secureteam10's official YouTube channel, and they also cite that they will withdraw all claims if Tyler Glockner promises to never post misleading information again. I guess only time will tell if this situation resolves itself. However, it is still very interesting to see the lies, the deception, and the UFOs. This is Barely Sociable. Have a good night.